Guys, Mike Butler here with another edition of the Mike Butler Wrestling Podcast. We are talking Monday Night Raw. It is the second to last Raw before WrestleMania, the last one being next week in Philly, which I will be attending. I want to apologize for not being really active on my YouTube page recently. Last week I started at my new store and also went to AC for my dad's birthday. I did try to get a podcast to you guys, but something was up with uploading it, and it was corrupted, or whatever. I don't understand all that lingo, but I am here now. We are talking Raw, but before we talk Raw, we gotta clean up some business, and of course I gotta tell you guys to subscribe to this YouTube page, The Mike Butler Podcast, like this video as well as my other videos that you can go back and check out, in case you want to know my thoughts on other episodes of Raw, on other episodes of SmackDown, or if you want, hey, go check out the very first episode of the Raw vs. Nitro series that I am doing. I plan on having episode 2 probably Wednesday. Now that I'm back from AC, first week at the new store is in the books. I can focus on going back to this podcast. So that's what I'm focused on. Wednesday we'll probably have the Raw vs. Nitro series up and ready to go. Tomorrow night will be SmackDown, of course, and tonight is Raw. Obviously, this past week there was a lot of things going on the internet with Paige and Xavier Woods and Brad Maddox, and if you don't know, just Google those 3 names, it'll pop up. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, because it is an unfortunate situation, but basically, all these, these hacks by the hacking of celebrities, I guess you would say, and, these private photos, these leaked photos and videos, and Paige was unfortunately a victim of it. Real quick, again, it's unfortunate, and, it's unfortunate that it's happened during WrestleMania season, and where the crowds tend to be a little bit rowdier than others, especially when your last 2 crowds before WrestleMania for Raw is Brooklyn tonight and then Philly next week. So they did a pre-tape segment for the New Day, which we'll get into later. But a lot of things happened that I tried to address on the podcast that wouldn't upload, but I didn't really have many thoughts on it. Just that it was unfortunate, and it really shouldn't happen. And people are making jokes on Twitter and everything, and which they're gonna do that. That's their prerogative. That's their choice. I don't judge either one. All I really did say is that yeah, it's your privacy, sure, but at the same time, I guess just don't take those kinds of pictures, or keep them at least, or don't take those kinds of videos, especially if you have the cloud. I don't have the cloud, at least I don't think I have the cloud, so I don't have any pictures that can be hacked. Anyway, we'll get into Raw. Enough about that stuff. Raw kicks off with a recap of last week, which I didn't do a review of Raw or SmackDown last week because of, first week at the store, getting ready for AC and whatnot. But yeah, Mick Foley with the Mr. Sacco on Triple H, all that crap. So we get a clip from that. Mick Foley opens the show, reads a prepared statement, pretty much announcing that he's taking a leave of absence. He rips up the index cards and says that that's not him. He's going to say what he wants to say. Stephanie McMahon comes out, fires Mick Foley. So we pretty much knew that was going to happen. We knew that Mick Foley was on his way out. He has to have the hip surgery, and it's in New York. It's his home state. So this is a proper way to write him off. Nothing really too much to say here. Sami Zayn comes out, sticks up for Mick Foley, as Stephanie's just berating him, as she always does. Samoa Joe comes out, turns into a match. Now, Sami Zayn's role in the past few weeks, really since Samoa Joe debuted, is be Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe's whipping boy. And that continued tonight as he lost a match to Samoa Joe via the Coquina Clutch, taps out. Then we see him in the back talking to Mick, just thanking him for being, there for him and supporting him and all that jazz. So there's nothing really too much to say there. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with Samoa Joe or Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, but spoiler alert for this Raw, I didn't have a WrestleMania feel to it, really. Which makes me nervous about the Raw next week. I mean, I know it's a whole week away, and I know it's a Raw right before WrestleMania, but right now, and I said it on Twitter, I said it on Facebook, I'm not a fan of the Raw build-up side for WrestleMania. I don't feel like it is a WrestleMania, really a good build-up for WrestleMania, I should say. So it kind of makes me nervous about, spending the money on the tickets for Raw, and just hoping that there's a good show. I don't know what they're doing with Samoa Joe or Sami Zayn. I'm assuming both of them will be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal if they don't have their own match. You see Foley in the back after talking to Sami Zayn, saying goodbye to Sheamus, Cesaro, Bayley, a couple others. Triple H is in the background after Mick's hugging Bayley, and stares down Mick Foley and just yells, "Have a nice day." Real, just, true dick form that Triple H is. And, I think that was awesome. I thought that was good. It was a nice way to kind of write Mick Foley off. I don't know if there's plans to bring him back. I know there are plans to bring Kurt Angle in after WrestleMania. I don't know how long that will be for. I don't know if Mick has any other aspirations or anything like that to become the general manager again. We'll see. But, watching this episode and watching Stephanie McMahon, I mean, I gotta say, guys, we've been watching The Authority for how long now? I mean, from the very beginning of The Authority with Randy Orton and all that, from Seth Rollins to now Stephanie McMahon just running Raw. I mean, I feel like I need a new face, because I've been watching Stephanie McMahon just ramble on, degrade these superstars. And it's, she's a bitch. And not, in a good way. Usually if you're a bitch and I hate you, that means you're doing a great job at your heel job. But it's to the point where it's like, alright, I get it, you're a heel. Stop. Just, stop degrading these superstars. Stop kind of, in a way, burying them. I've had enough Stephanie. I could use a fresh face. Maybe, I don't know. You're like the executive vice president of something there at WWE. I mean, I feel like, you could do something else while somebody else takes the reins as a Raw commissioner. It doesn't have to be a babyface guy. It could be a heel guy too. It's just I'm over Stephanie just berating the talent. I think, and I don't think this would ever happen, but I mean, I would love to see Eric Bischoff in that role. He doesn't have to show up all the time. When he does show up, he does his heel thing. I think that would be perfect. That'd be fine. So we get an interview with the doctor. His name is, hold on, Dr. Kevin Wilk from Champion Sports Medicine. He's interviewed by Michael Cole about Seth Rollins' diagnosis, I guess, prognosis, whatever. Pretty much if he's going to be able to make it to WrestleMania. And the doc says pretty much his rehabilitation has been miraculous. However, he will not find a doctor that clears him in time for Mania. So is WWE still playing the he, won't he game with everybody? Again, they're being very tight-lipped on this Seth Rollins situation. We don't know how serious that injury is. He's probably gonna be at Mania in some form, and I think maybe, well, we'll find out later what kind of situation they're heading into, but I think he's definitely going to be performing in some way at Mania. But again, we'll get into that a little bit later. We get this dink of a match: Charlotte Flair versus Dana Brooke. Last week, Charlotte Flair berated Dana Brooke after losing to Sasha Banks. Dana Brooke attacked Charlotte Flair. Boom, we got a match tonight. Dana Brooke had some offense. Actually, it was pretty impressive for Dana. I didn't think she'd get too much offense in. She got some offense in, but Charlotte hits a big boot, and you get a win there. We get a commercial for the highlight reel where Chris Jericho will unveil the real Kevin Owens, and this is probably going to be the best segment of the night. Turns out it was. We go to break and then come back from break with Bayley being a very sad Raw Women's Champion. Stephanie McMahon runs into her, offers a hug. Bayley doesn't want to hug Stephanie anymore because she's mean. Well, no shit. You gotta be mean to be a boss in some situations, and that situation, that's what she's doing. Again, Stephanie just berating talent, being the bully that she is, and even though, we're a couple years removed from Stephanie being all over the Be a Star campaign and stuff, and here she is being a bully, not quite sure that's smart. Then Nia Jax match, which is already a triple threat, so it will be turned into a fatal four-way match. Pretty much knew that this was going to happen. Then we get this highlight reel. Chris Jericho comes out, starts dissing Kevin Owens about a few things, and he starts unveiling old photos and text messages of Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was shown wearing a Y2J shirt when he was 14 years old, saying Chris Jericho was Kevin Owens' idol, all that crap, really just embarrassing Kevin Owens. This was a quick segment to kind of just build up that match. I mean, there's nothing really, this really, in my opinion, has been the best build-up for Raw, on the Raw side of things. You had so much to work with. They've had the whole friendship over the summer. Now they have this heated rivalry. It's really so easy to build off this feud, and it's so easy that they don't really have to do too much in a segment to build on it. And that's what this was. Jericho didn't do too much, but just enough to build this match up to the next level. He's about to put Kevin Owens on the list of Jericho. Samoa Joe comes out, distracting Chris Jericho, and then from behind, Kevin Owens comes out and starts attacking Chris Jericho. Ends up tearing up the list. This was perfect. It was short, sweet, to the point, and we got a whole nother week of them to do something to build this match up even more. And in all honesty, they could take next week off, and I would be fine with it because I'm excited to see this match already. They don't need to do anything else. I think this was the best built match on the Raw side for WrestleMania, and they in my eyes, these guys can do no wrong. We get a T.J. Perkins versus Brian Kendrick match, and here we go. I got something to say. I don't care about the match. Brian Kendrick won the match with the sliced bread number 2. The promo he cut afterwards, that's what I got a problem with. He's talking about how Akira Tozawa, who he's been teaching lessons to the past few weeks, hasn't learned his lesson yet. Because if he did learn his lesson, Akira Tozawa would be attacking him where he stands right now. But why can't he? Okay, so in case you guys don't know, if you haven't even paid attention to WWE, or if you haven't paid attention to Akira Tozawa's name, The guy's from Japan, or somewhere of that nature. Brian Kendrick says the reason that Tozawa is not there is because Kendrick found his passport in the locker room last week. Kendrick found his passport in the locker room last week. Pretty sure that Raw last week was not in Japan. And I don't have a passport. I don't know much about passport usage, but I'm pretty damn sure that A, you need a passport to get the hell out of the country. B, pretty sure that's like a felony to steal someone's passport. So if Tozawa's back in Japan, which Kendrick stated, and Kendrick has his passport, how the hell is Tozawa back in Japan? Logic, WWE. And if I'm pointing that out, which I'm sure everybody else who has a brain is pointing that out, but if I'm pointing that out, you done fucked up. Because I don't got logic at all. Anyway, we get hype about the Goldberg-Lesnar package that I'm pretty sure that I called that was going to happen this week. Pretty sure I did. Maybe I called it for last week, but it happened this week. So I'm pretty impressed with myself. I knew it was coming. The whole Lesnar, Goldberg package when they're not there. Yeah, that happened this week. I'll get into it right now. They aired them separate times. One for Goldberg, one for Lesnar. They were both good. Both great. They're always good. They're always great. Nothing really to report there. I mean, whoever does the packaging for the video for the promos in the WWE is really the most impressive person behind the scenes, in my opinion. Nia Jax was shown walking backstage. We go to commercial. We're coming back from break. Stephanie McMahon is walking around the hallways again, making her rounds, ready to bury some more talent. She runs into Sheamus and Cesaro. Apparently she's not happy with them talking to their former boss now, Mick Foley, earlier. So as punishment, 4-on-2 handicap match. Sheamus and Cesaro versus The Club and Enzo and Cass. More stupidity here. But on the WWE's part, here's why. Obviously, The Club and Enzo and Cass don't like each other. What makes you think, Stephanie, that these guys are going to coexist for even a millisecond to fight another team? They're not. It doesn't matter if Sheamus and Cesaro's their spot at WrestleMania was on the line. It doesn't matter. These guys apparently hate each other so much that they can't even start the match without attacking each other, which is exactly what happened. Ends up, Sheamus and Cesaro beat those guys. So we get to know. So that was that. I mean, that's just stupid. Don't team them up. So that was that match. Next, we get the no DQ match, Nia Jax versus Bayley. Nia Jax whooped that ass just like she was meant to. They're building her like Braun Strowman a little bit here. Nia Jax wins it. Charlotte and Bayley were both. Charlotte and Sasha Banks were shown backstage watching this, and none too pleased that Bayley has cost them this triple threat match and turned it into a fatal 4-way match because it lessens their chances of winning. So makes sense. It's almost like WWE knew that Nia Jax was going to win, because as soon as this match ended, the graphic for the WrestleMania match popped up, and it had 4 of those women already in the picture. It's amazing. It's like some Notre Dame shit right there. Anyway, moving right along. We get Byron Saxton leading us to Women's History Month on Mae Young. Not much to say there. I know Mae Young basically when, Attitude Era, giving birth to the Hand, Mark Henry stuff. Too young to really see what she did in her prime, but, hell of a woman, I'll say that. Takes a lot of guts to show your tatas on pay-per-view TV, and Mae Young did that. Anyway, we get the in-ring interview with Triple H and Michael Cole. Triple H is saying he's disappointed that Seth Rollins won't be able to make it. Strong CM Punk chance here, and Triple H did something that his wife doesn't do. He doesn't he frickin' ignores the CM Punk chance, which I like better. I don't really need Stephanie to bury CM Punk and be like he's a loser, just like all of you. Triple H ignores them. The whole CM Punk thing is over with. Go on. It seems like Stephanie took it a little bit harder than Triple H did, because Triple H just ignores the shit, which is what you should do. The CM Punk chants were not the only chants that we heard tonight. During the Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe match and the Dana and Charlotte match, we did get a little bit of a "We Want Paige" chants, which, for what happened and the fact that it's a Brooklyn crowd, they didn't do too bad with the chants tonight. I can't say the same for Philly next week. I just can't. I feel like Philly is a little bit of a hotter crowd than a New York crowd when it comes to wrestling, but I'm biased, obviously. But I sure will be raising hell next week. Triple H goes on to say that he's pretty much done with Seth Rollins. He gives Michael Cole these tickets to give to Seth Rollins. They're in the nosebleed, so, whatever. And then as Triple H is about to exit, he comes back and tells Michael Cole, hey, if I really wanted to make this Rollins match happen at WrestleMania, I could do it. And Michael Cole just saying, no way, you can't do it, he's not medically cleared. Triple H goes, well, you underestimate me, you little bitch, because I have a way. He didn't say that, but that's how I say it. Next week, we're going to get a, what the hell is it called? Hold Harmless Agreement contract signing. Pretty much, Seth Rollins signs it. We're going to get a non-sanctioned match at WrestleMania between Triple H and Seth Rollins, where anything that happens to Seth Rollins, if he gets injured, if there's permanent damage to his knee, he can't sue the WWE, can't sue Triple H, can't sue Stephanie. Don't know much about non-sanctioned matches. I've only seen one, I believe, in my lifetime, and that was Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and all I know about it is that it was a no DQ, anything goes match. So I guess that's what we're getting, and it's smart. You can do a lot of things with Seth in a no DQ match, with the condition that he's in. You don't know what he can do. He's probably not cleared to do all the cool shit that he likes to do. So, pretty much have him brawl in a match. I feel like that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a brawl. It's not going to be like a technically sound match that Seth Rollins is usually in. You're going to get a brawl with weapons and fists flying and everything. Something that really won't take too much toll on his knee. So I think that's smart, and I think they'll be able to pull it off, especially with Triple H. He's always good in those types of matches. So this was a good segment. It built a reason to believe that Seth will be competing at WrestleMania, which I do believe he will be competing at WrestleMania now that they're shoving this all in. Plus, I mean, I feel like they would have introduced like Finn Balor at this point, unless they're saving it for Philly next week, which, I'd pop. But I think they definitely are going with Triple H and Seth Rollins, and this was a good way to pretty much set that in stone, in my opinion. We get the hype for the 4-on-2 handicap match, and here we go. Like I said, the club and Enzo and Cass kind of just attack each other before the bell rings, and pretty much that was, I mean, as Enzo and Cass in the club start fighting each other, Sheamus and Cesaro take advantage and get the win. So then we get the moment of the night. Michael Cole introduces the host of WrestleMania, The New Day. Smart move, WWE. Pre-taped segment. Very good. Didn't stop the fans from giving Xavier Woods the biggest pop he'll ever receive. But good nonetheless. Nobody gets distracted by these roarous chants. However, WWE is also not an idiot in the fact that they're not pretending something didn't happen this past weekend. So they open with Big E and Kofi Kingston on the side with Xavier in the middle. Big E and Kofi giving Xavier very disapproving looks. With Big E saying, "Do you have anything you want to talk about?" And Xavier Woods just says WrestleMania, and they go into their WrestleMania spiel and start announcing the matches and stuff. This was fine. This was good. Probably the best way they could have handled this situation. Don't know if they're going to be kept off TV next week in Philly. If they are, if I know Philly, I know that they're a bunch of, we are a bunch of obnoxious people that just have to say it. We have to point it out. We point out the elephant in the room. It's going to happen. We're going to be obnoxious about it. And if you don't like it, then that's tough shit, because that's who we are, and we're proud of that. We got Austin Aries versus Tony Nese. Anytime Austin Aries has been in a match since returning from the commentator's desk, it's just to build him up for WrestleMania. This is exactly what that was. Beats Tony Nese with the Discus 5-arm, they're calling it. I guess because it's better than a 4-arm, they're going to call it a 5-arm. Stupid, but alright, I get it. Neville comes out afterwards, cuts this promo, does this cute, quick little interview segment with Austin Aries, yada yada yada. Nothing really big there. We get another Emma vignette. Not much to say there. I've already seen something saying that she's going to debut next week in Philly. Sure, I just hope she doesn't come out and says, get ready for the transformation from Emma to Emelina again. That's all I'm hoping for. Not much else to report on Dana Brooke. This Raw was pretty much, it wasn't phoned in, but it didn't feel, like I said, it didn't feel like a WrestleMania type Raw. We got a promo rather for Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. Both of them going to be in Philly at Raw next week, 6 days before WrestleMania, and I would hope so. So here we go. It's main event time. It's Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. Man. This isn't, I don't know what to, think here with this match. You kind of knew what was going to happen. Strowman was going to start off strong, which he did. And then Reigns was going to come back, and then either one of two things were going to happen. Reigns was going to beat Strowman all over again, or The Undertaker was going to come out and interfere in some way. The latter happened. Reigns was about to hit the spear on Strowman before The Undertaker appeared out of nowhere. For some reason, turns around and chokeslams Braun Strowman. Now, call me crazy, but I feel like Strowman is going to be inserted in this match, which would be better than an Andre the Giant Battle Royal. But feel like he would totally take that pinfall loss to either The Undertaker or Roman Reigns, and I don't want to see that. I mean, so I'll see where that goes. But then, so The Undertaker chokeslams Braun Strowman. And then you kind of see Undertaker, like, grimace? Grimace? Kind of like wince? There you go, wince. A little bit, you know, he's in pain after that chokeslam, which he probably should be. I mean, that was like a 300, 400 pound dude he just chokeslammed, and he's like 50 years old, so he probably should be in pain. And then, I don't know if it was a wince or it was like a face like, oh fuck, Roman Reigns is right behind me waiting to spear the hell out of me, which he did. Reigns gets boos from the crowd. He ain't heel. He gets boos from the crowd anyway. We go off the air. Taker sits up. That's it. Guys. So, that's Raw. This wasn't that great of a Raw. I think the most people, like, was it overshadowed by what happened with Paige? I think so, just a little bit. The Brooklyn crowd, I mean, the first hour was okay. I mean, the Samoa Joe, Sami Zayn match was great. It was good, but you've seen it before. The opening segment, it was good, but you knew it was going to happen. And then it kind of just slowly declined in, like, quality, I guess you could say. It didn't make me excited for any of the matches at WrestleMania, except for the Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho match. And maybe a little bit Triple H and Seth Rollins, now that we know that it's a little bit clear about what's going to happen. But I'm not excited for Goldberg Lesnar, especially when neither of them can show up to this second to last episode of Raw before Mania. I'm not excited about The Undertaker and Roman Reigns because I don't even know who the heel and who the bad guy. Obviously, they're both faces, but Reigns is going to get booed out of the building, especially if he wins. Where's my boy Braun Strowman going to be at? Is he going to be in that match? If so, does that mean he's going to take the pinfall, which will happen? And then what? What does he do next? Feud with Roman Reigns again. I'm just not excited. SmackDown has done a better job building, like, it feels more WrestleMania-like. And in February, I was saying how I don't want to see Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I can't wait to see Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I can't wait to see Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania, which is fucking crazy. I can't wait to see John Cena and Nikki Bella versus Maurice and The Miz at WrestleMania. What? Like, SmackDown has done a better job, and I attribute that to the fact that it's a 2-hour show and Raw is a 3-hour show. At the same time, Raw should do a better job building WrestleMania up because it's a 3-hour show, but they're not. But, whatever. So, let's talk about what's happening this week then, now that we're through Raw, and I'm not ready to say goodbye to you yet. So, tomorrow, we got the SmackDown review show. Gonna be epic. Gonna be good. The penultimate, as Michael Cole would say, episode of SmackDown before WrestleMania. Wednesday, we'll have episode 2 of Raw vs. Nitro. There's no pay-per-views on this weekend. Maybe I'll do... See, the podcast that I recorded earlier when I got back from AC was a kind of a... I called it a shoot the shit episode, where I just kind of shoot the shit with you guys and let you guys know what I was doing in AC and why I was not uploading any videos for the past week. So maybe I'll do another shoot the shit episode. Can make that a series here, the shoot the shit exclusive with Mike Butler. I think I like that. And then we have Raw next week, which pretty sure I should be there as long as I can get off work. I will be there. So you might have to wait till Tuesday morning, maybe, for that Raw review show to show up. I don't know what kind of condition I'll be in. I might be drunk, might be tired, might be sober, and when I come home I'll do it. I don't know. But usually when I go to the 3-hour Raws, I'm pretty exhausted from sitting down. So, yeah. So anyway, so Tuesday we'll probably get the Raw review. Tuesday night we'll get the SmackDown review. So then we got a couple events. We got, NXT TakeOver in Orlando. I'll have a show with that. We have WrestleMania, which, again, if all things considered, I can get off. I will be probably going out for that as well. And we'll probably do a review show, depending on... I might be a little tipsy on that one too, but we'll see. So that's pretty much the upcoming week. And yeah, guys, other than that, I don't really have anything left for you. Just wanted to give you guys an update on what the schedule's going to be like this week. Also, by the way, when I go to Raw next week, I'll probably be meeting up with some people. So, if you are watching this and if I don't know you, you know what you can do? You can hit me up on Facebook. You can hit me up on Twitter. You can hit me up on Snapchat, and I'll be there. Send me a shout out. Let me know you're there. Maybe I'll meet you guys. Meet up with you guys. I'm already meeting up with those fine folks at the Broadcast Podcast. I'm already gonna do that. That's a given. So, why don't you guys come along, join the fun? We'll make it a goddamn party. I like the sound of that. By the way, follow those guys at the Broadcast Podcast on Twitter. Search the Broadcast Podcast on Twitter, and that's where you'll find them. You can listen to them on iTunes and any other iPod apps. Just saying. Great guys over there at the Broadcast Podcast. But yeah, guys. Like I said, I'll be at Raw, so if you're going to be there, if you're somebody who I don't even know, hit me up on Snapchat, hit me up on Twitter, hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on Facebook, like the Mike Butler Wrestling Podcast page on Facebook. Let me know you guys are down there. That'd be awesome. Get a crew together. Also, the names of all that stuff, the Snapchats, the Twitter, the Instagrams, everything, they're going to be in the description below. Guys, I think that's it. I think I've done all the plugs that I can do. I've done the Broadcast Podcast plug. Always like those guys. I've plugged my own shit. Yeah, guys, that's it. So, once again, subscribe to this YouTube page. Like this YouTube page. Like anything that you see my face on. Like anything that you see my name on. Make sure it's me, though, because I don't want that bad publicity. Careful what you put on the internet. Careful what you put in your cloud. Careful what you put in your phone. Don't want to see you guys on Reddit, whatever it's called, and see you guys being like bad kids and having like leaked ass videos up, and I don't want that. So just be careful what you guys do. Other than that worldly piece of advice, guys, I am out. Thank you so much.